Mi-17 pilot continues to be with us on this story. I want to continue to bring him in on this story because this is a developing story, and the Air Force Chief has already left. Mr. Ranjan, the Air Force Chief, Air Chief Marshal Chaudhary, has left for the crash site right now. He's already taken off, we're given to believe, from Delhi, and he'll be heading towards the crash site. Could you just, for the benefit of our viewers, explain, obviously this is a top-level tragedy that has taken place. It's an Indian Air Force helicopter that has taken place. What would the Indian Air Force Chief do while on site, sir?
Okay, to start off with, Indian Air Force has got a very well-oiled mechanism as far as accident investigation is concerned. So they are the first responders who would be reaching the site, and the Air Force Chief personally overseeing this accident investigation is a phenomenal thing. It conveys as to what is the importance and what monumental tragedy are we talking about today and whatever has happened today. So it's something which doesn't happen, and something happening like this, the Air Force Chief's getting Air Force Chief's involvement speaks volumes about his professionalism and the professionalism of the Air Force per se.
Absolutely. It shows the professionalism of the Air Force Chief. They've taken this this grave tragedy extremely seriously as the Air Force Chief lands over there. Once he reaches there, sir, who are all the personnel that he would be speaking to? I just want to get into the detail of this because, this is a territory that many of our viewers might find unfamiliar. So could you just tell us step by step what the Air Force Chief would do once he reaches Sulur and then Kunur, sir?
As he reaches Sulur, he would most probably be the Commander-in-Chief of the Southern Air Command would be available there, who would brief him about the incident after having had taken all the correct input from the base commander of Sulur. That would be the logical way of going about it. And then he would probably be meeting the chief engineer and the chief operations officer of the base before he comes out with anything. That is the correct procedure of going about it. And since the captain of the helicopter was the commanding officer of the unit, which was flying General Bipin Rawat. So his number 2 would be roped in to throw some more light on the history of this aircraft per se. And the base commander would obviously be present, and he would be briefing the commander-in-chief, who would in turn be briefing the chief of air staff.
Okay. So that's the kind of briefing that the Indian Air Force would show. Also demonstrates a great deal of professionalism by the Indian Air Force Chief to actually be there personally to monitor the beginning of what is going to be one of the gravest, most serious air accident investigations in India's history. The country's top military officer, the Chief of Defence Staff, involved in a fatal accident. His wife was also on board that helicopter. The Defence Minister will be making a statement.